Hello, today we're going to be working on a firewall in OnShape. We're going to be using the free plan, and we're going to use a firewall from Flight Test. So we're going to create this firewall in 3D, and we're not going to make this out of plywood. We're going to make it out of 3D printed plastic. There are some caveats to this. Heat may be generated from the motor and may cause the 3D printed firewall to melt. So we want to make sure that we print this out of a material that can withstand the heat, or we need to create some air ducts around this in the fuselage of the plane to allow for airflow within this firewall and for the motor to get cooled down. So I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it and test it out and 3D print this myself. So I took the plans from their one of their downloadable free Explorer planes, and this firewall is reusable in a lot of their platforms. So let's get started. So here we have OnShape free version, and if you want to download this file for free, you can grab this file from OnShape. You just look for firewall and you should be able to find it. It should be under the public domain. Okay, so now we're going to start on the front, and then we're going to create a sketch on the front view. Okay, and then we can hide the right and top view just by clicking on eyeball right top view. Okay, and then we're going to click over here on the front, and then we're going to get nice and centered. So now we're going to insert our image. So we're going to go up here and we're going to go to insert image. We will then go through this here and we'll look for import, and we will go with right here. It's going to be number 4, insert. So it inserts this item. It's a 2D image file from the Flight Test website. So let's grab this guy right here. We did a copy right here. We're going to go down and we're going to click on this, and then click on this, and then give it our approximate size. Okay. And to scale this is how we will scale it. We will go use the centimeters here. So this is 10 centimeters. So it's 100 millimeters. So I will create a line, and I will start with L for line. So we can click that, or we can click L. I like to click L. So I'm going to hit L, create this line, and then we'll get off of it clicking L. L to start it, create it, L to click off of it. Okay. And now we're going to go with dimension. So we're going to go over here for dimension, hit D for a shortcut, or we can click on the thing. So here to here, and we know this is 100 millimeters. So as soon as I do this, this item will scale, and we will see, it looks much different now. Okay. So now we are at 100 millimeters. So our general size should be correctly scaled now. Now we will go into the firewall. So this is 3 pieces of firewall. Originally they cut this out with plywood. We'll be using 3D printed plastic, and when I build this, all I gotta think about is this is kind of the bottom, and this is the sidewall right here. So let's look at that sidewall. So the sidewall right here, then we got the bottom half. So we just need to build it together. We don't have to build this exactly as it has here. I'd like to duplicate all of this. That would be nice. And then this here, we can just throw it in. That's not a big deal. That's just the sidewalls. So we can modify and make those any way we want. Okay. So let's start with this guy right here. So this is the very bottom. These probably are like mounting pads. So let's do a line, and we're going to just start with a line all the way around this guy, and we can just follow the contour of this, and we'll do like this. Okay. And to make things a little more simple, we could probably, I'm going to click out of this, L to click out of that. Then we're going to click L here, go all the way down. Okay. L, get out of that. Now I'm going to create a center point, a center line. So this center line is going to go from here all the way over here. And it doesn't actually look centered yet. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to find out the actual dimension size of this. So from here to here, and I'm going to divide it by 2. So 30 38. Okay, and I want actually this to be the more precise one. This can move up, I'm not so worried about it. This should be moving up. Come on, move up. Nope. I want this to move up. Let me click this line. So it kind of, as soon as this is in place, it will lock you down. It won't allow you to move anything. So uncheck that guy right there. Okay, now I will do this 38 divided by 2, and that will set this guy for me. Here to here. Here to here. Oh, it's thinking. Let's give it a second. Okay, so we can put some basic math in here. 38 divided by 2, and it will automatically configure it for us. Don't know why it did that. I must have typed something wrong. Let's try that again. I'm going to Control Z to get back to normal. Okay, and then we'll do this again. 38 divided by 2. There we go, 19. Perfect. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do half of this, and then the other half, we'll do a mirror. So let's get started on this guy. We want this right here. We want to create this edge. Okay, we can go past. We'll clean this up after. And then right here we'll click and we'll just kind of drag a box to approximate the size right here. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing here. And for this I'm going to do some transforms and just move it over, or I can do a another mirror function to get that one the same. So now I have these some of these lines are passed. What I can do in here is I can do a trim. So my trim function is here, right here. So we're gonna use trim M for short, okay? But what we can do is we can go hover over right at these guys, trim those out, trim this guy. We can trim that, okay? And then all of this is okay, trim that guy, trim this guy. All right, so we are exactly half of this. Now we're gonna just make sure everything's perfect on this side, and then we'll mirror it over here. So let's start with the first area. Let's get out of trim. Let's move this guy up. Okay, we can control these guys and constrain them if we want to. That's the better practice, but for this purpose, I don't think it's really necessary. If you ever want to modify this, make it better, bigger, scale it or whatnot, then you would, you could put some dimensioning on here. But right now, I'm just going to concentrate on getting these things done. Okay, I'm going to put a fillet on here. I'm going to move this edge over, just kind of double checking things. I'm going to put a sketch fillet right here, and that sketch fillet is. Let me do it again. Sometimes it didn't pick the first one. Now I should be able to click left click and then add a number. So let's do a 2. I'm going to pull this guy back up. Okay, it won't let me pull up until I get out of that guy. So let's pull it back up. We're going to do a 2 on this guy. I should have remembered what the last one is. Perfect. That's what it did. Okay. 2, just 2. There we go. Perfect. All right, and we'll get out of that. So now we can go fix that line. Now we're going to create like a 0.25 here. It may try to remember that one, but let's see what it does. We're going to redo it. So in this one, we're going to do 0.25. We're going to pull this back up. And the reason it's jumping around is because it is not constrained. If these are blue, they are not constrained. If they are black, they are fully constrained. Let's try a 1. No. Okay, I'm going to constrain this so this doesn't move as much. So just a couple dimensions will constrain it. So here to here, okay, and we can do 9, and then we can do a dimension from here all the way over to here. We can do 29, just sticking with what's close to the number. And that now we can change this, and it shouldn't modify it much. Let me get out of this dimension, double click on that guy, 0.5. It moved this guy. Why? I thought we set that guy. It must have moved the other side. Let's check. Control Z. Why did it move that 29? Okay, it shouldn't have moved it because it's locked into position. Unless, okay, let's hit this and let's hit vertical. You know what? It's moving that line. That's why. Okay, we're gonna undo a couple times. If we want this line to be stuck into place, we'll have to dimension this point right here all the way to the origin, which is way over here. Okay, so that's like the master origin location. Now we can click one more dimension from here, and we can go to this, and let's get right, perfect. Enter, get out of that dimension. Now this thing should not move, okay? And I can actually, yeah, those dimensions should not move anymore. So now let's try this guy again. All right, and yep, you see how he's locked? He's black. That means he's locked in place. So now I want to, how's this guy look? He's good, perfect. We're gonna move this to 29.5. And then that might be a little bit too big, so 29.25. Put 2 in here. Okay. All right. So that, yeah, that's about it. And then we can go size-wise here. 5 millimeters. Let's do 5.25. Yeah, a little better. Yep, perfect. All right, so now we're gonna add these, and then we're gonna add this size. So here to here is 3. I'm gonna go a little bit, take that off, go change this to 2.75. Yep, perfect. See how those are still stuck in position. That's great. Now we can do a sketch fillet here. So we're gonna do the same as the other one, 0.5, 0.5. We're gonna do this one, 0.5. Perfect. Space bar, nope. Escape, like fix that. Fillet, there we go. Perfect. Enter, perfect, there we go. All right, so now we want to move that one over here. We check the other ones where everything looks good. So let's do a move. Let's get out of this guy. Let's do a move. We'll do a transform this guy. So we can transform this guy. We have to select on all of it. Let's see if it allows me. Yeah, it does. Okay. So I can select all of it, and then I can just drag this over. So you see how it's just made an identical copy, which is exactly what we want. We're going to place it. It's 14.88. We can actually say this is like 14.75. No, let's try 15. All right. Let's try 8.5. 9.5. All right, I'm just going to try 15. There we go. Looks a little bit odd, so all right, 14.9. Perfect. Yeah, that'd do it. That's perfect. All right, see, now we're done. Now we're gonna get out of, I'm gonna hit middle mouse button, escape. Just trying to get it to complete. Oh, guess what it did? It moved it. Undo that, Control Z. Let's redo that again. So we're gonna do a transform. This time on transform, we're gonna highlight over the things we want to do. And there should be a copy function. I'm not seeing a copy. All right, we're not going to use transform. We're going to use a mirror. So I'm going to create a line between this guy and this guy. I'm going to find the approximate center. Okay, hit my L to get out of there. L, create a line from here to here. Okay, and then L from, see that little dot, Morse code looking thing, that means midpoint. Perfect. I'm going to take it straight down. Okay, L to get out of that, and I'm going to make this a construction line. Construction line means it won't reproduce it. So that one and this one will both become construction lines. Are dotted now. Okay, now we're going to get out of construction. So it won't mirror with them. It won't mirror those items if they're in the construction, which is I need to do again. There we go. Okay, now they are construction. Perfect. See that dotted line is what we want. And now here is I want to mirror this guy about this line right here. So let's go with mirror. So select the mirror line, this guy. Select the entities, which is this guy's right here. And you see how I automatically did it. Now we got that last line right there. We can get rid of that guy. And I'm just going to hit space bar or mouse space bar. Get out of that guy. And we're going to hit our trim. Trim that guy. Trim that guy. Okay. Looks like another guy's over here. We'll trim that. All right. So we got our size. Looks a little bit off. We can probably adjust that. Let's get off this trim, and we will grab this and slide this guy in. Perfect. That looks great. we can actually add a dimension now to this. So we said should be like 9.8 9 point, let's change that. We're gonna click here off of that. 9.7. There's, it's looking better. 9.6. Let's try 9.6. Perfect. All right, so now we want to mirror all of this stuff into down here, and now that I have this, I should be able to yeah, I think we're good here. I'm going to make this construction line. We should be able to mirror about it. So click this line. I want to do a construction of that guy. I don't want him to be copied. And then I'm going to get out of escape. And I'm going to trim the, oh, I don't need to trim that because it's a construction line. So let's do our mirror function. Here's a mirror. Select the line to mirror. Select the entities to mirror. So all of these guys. Okay, it's thinking. All right, looks like it did everything we wanted. The only thing, did it do a line there? It sure did. There's a line there. All right, so we're good. Get off a mirror. We are totally done. It didn't seem to mirror those guys, so I can actually go back in here. Where's my mirror? Mirror this guy. So let's do mirror again. We're gonna use this as the line to mirror from, and then, yep, okay, so it did those two. There we go. We are good to go. Did it create that line? No, that looks like, I'm gonna do this line right here. And yeah, that's done. So it, for some reason, didn't pick those lines, but I found that and fixed it. So now we can extrude that. But let's go over here and create this edge right here. So we're going to create this one, and then we're going to build it and then rotate it about this line right here and match this shape right here into this corner right here. So yeah, let's try that. Let's start building this guy. So I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to take this construction line and just extend it out. Okay. L to get out of that. And we can hit this construction, okay. Spacebar to get out of that. And now I'm going to build like a bunch of lines here, because these are on angles. I want everything like a 90-degree angle, 45s and 90s. So let's start with this. Okay, we're going to start a circle. Right, we're just going to pick around the center of the circle, and then we can choose the size with the dimension over here. So dimension this guy, we're going to make 9mm, and then we can grab this center here and we can move it around a little bit. All right, get out of the dimension before we can move it. We'll move it over, perfect. There we go, looks great. Now we're going to get a line. We're going to go from this point right here. I'm just going to create a nice straight line all the way through everything. And L to get out of that, and I can tweak this a little bit. I should get L to get out of that. Undo, Control Z to get rid of that. It should allow me, yeah, there we go. It just lets me grab it and slide it around. Okay, so that should do that. And now I'm going to create another line from here all the way through the other side. You can hit down your shift key and it won't like snap to anything, which is great. L to get out of line, L to get back line. And then we're going to go straight down here. Yep. Okay, L to get out, L to start, we're already good there. We get a line. So what we're going to do is build one of these, and then we can move over, you know, we can mirror this about this line right here. So these are construction lines. So I can click all these guys right here and make these construction lines. Okay, get out of construction line. And now I should be able to make this shape right here. And we can make a box, a aligned rectangle box here. So we choose about here to here. We saw it went perpendicular, that's great. And then we can do it right there. Okay, we get out of that guy. And now we will add some radii to it. So fillets, here we go. Let's check and see, 0.5, let's do 1mm. Okay, it's moving things around, so let's snap this into position. And I will lock this guy into position by putting these down. So this is 2.8, nice even numbers, rounded, 4.5, perfect. Okay, so now we can adjust this a little better. It shouldn't move. So we're gonna change this to a construction. Okay, get out of that. Construction, all these guys are construction lines. Perfect. Hit that, get out of that construction. All right, now we should be able to adjust this and it shouldn't move around. So 1 millimeter, it's still moved. It's not moving. Let me go Control Z. Let me put another dimension to lock this guy. Wait, my construction lines disappeared. So click. Okay, get out of that. Click, click, click. Construction. Get out of construction. Okay, enter. Spacebar. There we go. Now they are construction. Spacebar gets you out of it. So now this should be locked in position. This one actually is floating because it's not actually locked. So now I can lock this guy in by doing this. And there we go, 1.4. Okay, so that's half of that. That's fine. So now this one should be locked in. This is not locked in. But let's check and see what happens if I do this guy. So let's get off of that dimension. Double click on that guy. Point, or let's go with 1 millimeter. Still moving it around because of the this left side's not locked in position. Okay, so in order to lock that guy into position, we would do a we'd have to probably do an angle. At what angle this actually, that's a great idea, is we should add some angles. It should already be 45 degrees, but let's verify that it is. It's 45. It's an oddball. Okay, it's thinking down here. Let's give it a second. Perfect. Okay, and then here to here 45, here to here 45. Perfect. All right, I think I did everything. All right, now we can lock this guy into position by here to here is 1.4. That's locked. Now we can undo that. It's actually, when it turns into light gray, it kind of makes it to where it is reference only. So let's lock this one. We're going to make this line black, and to do that we can add like a parallel. This line is parallel with this line, and then now we need to do a position distance from the bottom. So from this point, why is it going here to here, 3.7. I'm sorry, 3.7. Okay. Now I think we gotta lock that guy in, but let's check and see what happened. Okay, this one moved, so that's good. We don't want anything else to move. Okay, nothing moved there. Good. 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 Perfect. All right, so we locked everything in position. We moved it all, and now we will start to do some mirrors, but let's get this guy right here first. So this is probably your mounting hole for your motor. So of course, different motors may have different size holes. So we'll just, right now I'm gonna make this a 1.5. Okay, just zoomed out. I can hit front, it could take me back. All right, so back to this guy. Now I'm going to grab this geometry and do a mirror over to here. So, yep, let's try that. Get out of this guy, go to mirror. This is our construction line. Our entities to be mirrored are these guys right here. Okay, and then you can see they automatically updated. Perfect. So now I want to mirror them one more time. So I'm going to get out of this, and then I'm going to get back in the mirror. I'm going to choose this as my mirror line right here. This is my construction line. Okay, and then this is my entities to be mirrored, not construction line. Perfect. It looks like it did everything. Okay, the only thing I don't like is all these little lines here. Something's odd about that. Everything should have been taken off that very first line, but okay, we'll go with this. So yeah, we can move all of these. Should be able to say fixed point. Fixed. There we go. Look at that. Everything, it's like almost dead on. So that's what we want right there. All right, so a couple more circles. So this is a 1.5 millimeter. Just gonna duplicate that one. We can do a mirror if we wanted to. 1.5. Go back to circle. Okay, dimension 1.5. Circle. Okay, we could do mirror if we wanted to, mirror about that line, or we could just drop another circle, whichever you think is best. $1.5. Okay, next. Let's create some of this extra geometry on the outside. So I like to use boxes, corner rectangles. So here's one. I'm just gonna take it approximately to the size I want. Okay, there we go. And now I'm gonna do some trims. So our trim functions, that trim, hit M. Okay, look at it, went through all through the stuff. So we gotta go through and clean up each one of these. Okay, I can clean that, clean that. We can get rid of this stuff. Yeah, so that might have been a bigger pain in the butt than just tracing it out. So let's go back. Let's undo. So I said originally, let's do those two squares. Never mind, because we have to do too many trim functions unless we didn't have a whole bunch of intersecting areas. If we did this first, it might have been the better, but anyway, never mind. Lessons learned. So I will do a trim, but I will just go down here and then I'll trim that after. Okay. Notice these dimensions are not dead on, they're not perfect. Not, it should be like 2.5, but I do want this perfectly straight. That's one thing I do want to make sure. Okay. Go straight down, and I can adjust these after. See that it looks straight. Okay, and then straight down, and then now I can get out of this, hit L, and I can hit my M key to get trimmed, trim that, and then trim this. This is a lot easier to trim those two. And what is it doing? Oh, it totally flipped the whole thing on me. All right, so to get back to that, I will do a slight rotation with my right mouse button, and then I'll go to my front, click right back on my front. So if anytime it does something silly like that, you can just click back, make sure you're on your front. Okay. So now we will go through and we'll look at anything, and if we want, we can modify things and combine them, whatever. So I know that this edge is going to match up with this edge right here. So I'm going to be doing a union feature. So what I should do is I should just grab this and not hit M. I still had M on. Control Z, take off M. I should be able to just grab this and do that again. I thought I had M off. There we go. Grab that and we can just pull that. So in all actuality, this shape right here will be, you know, united to this guy right here once I move it over. So no problem there. All right, and I should be able to mirror all this geometry into the bottom. So let's do that, mirror. So we're gonna choose our mirror line, and then our geometry to mirror about is this guys and these guys. Okay, and then looks like everything's mirrored except for that guy. We'll click on that guy. We're still in the mirror function. All right, we're good. Now we didn't match this up. Well, yep, like I said, we're gonna unite it. So okay, all done with that. So now I can do 2 extrusions. So we're gonna extrude this, and we can make this as thick as you want. You know, I will reiterate and we'll discuss this again, that this maybe heat is going to be an issue with this. It is only, for me, I'm going to print it out a PLA and I'm going to test it. And if the PLA melts very easily, or if I see any issues, warping, the plane could potentially crash. So you may have to put a little resin, some fiberglass, something to make this so it's not so heat sensitive. So the motors will get hot, and that warmth of the motor may cause this to warp or change shape. So that's why I'm recommending to make this out of a different type of material, or if you don't make it out of a different type of material, reinforced material, maybe put some fiberglass or carbon fiber or something on here. So okay, all right, let's get started with extruding this firewall. So now I go to my extrude here. Okay, and I will choose, okay, it's extruding one of them already, and then the little holes, it's like doing opposite of what I want. So, but what it's basically saying that something is wrong with my model here. It should have popped this guy out. But so I'll go through and I'll look for any broken edges or something goofy on the outside of this. So let's go back into my sketch. Okay, and then I'm gonna look in here for anything that looks odd. Look, one missing line. That might not work, So, all joking aside, let's get our mirror. Here's what we could do. We could just do an extend. Okay, we could do this guy right here, extend. So this is X. Haven't showed that one. So we're gonna take this guy and pull them all the way down, and that just extends it. Right click, escape, extend, and keep looking. Everything looks good. This one here, okay, this line right here is missing, so we're going to do an extend there, here to here, here to here. Okay, looks good. Get out of that extend, back to extrude. You can see it looks much different now. We can, I believe we can shift. I'm going to go get out of this and try this extrude again. Oh, it already extruded, that's why. Okay, I don't want that first extrude. I want to delete. Okay, so now we're back to where we were. We're going to go back and we're going to extrude this. So now we extrude that and we extrude that. And then how much do we want to extrude? Approximately 4 millimeters, I'm going to say. I think that'd be good. Okay, this might be a little too thick. I think the recommended thickness was, let's see if they put in here. So let's do A. All right, so 3/32 is approximately 2.5 inches. So let's try that. Let's go with 2.5 first. Okay, we have our two pieces now. Now we're going to rotate this guy and put that basically into that slot, or we're going to match up, these holes. Let's try, we're going to do a transform. Entity to transform this guy. And then transform, we're going to do a rotation by this line right here, 90 degrees. And we want it actually opposite of that, so flipped it up, okay? And we can copy part if we want to. Let's do that, sure. We can hide these parts if we want to, no problem. So it looks like we need to rotate this also. We want to rotate and grab this edge, or actually, does it even matter? I think they're symmetric as far as sizes go. So okay, let's just take this all the way forward. So we're gonna find a dimension. What's the dimension from this face to this face? And we're gonna go in -X. So 56, we can right click and copy that. All right, then we can do a transform on this guy. Transform, and we're going to transform it by XYZ. And we're going to paste in here. It's going to be a negative 56. Okay, there it moved. Okay, and now actually I want to move it down 2.5 millimeters. Okay, looks like they want me to have it within the slot right here, so let's check that slot thickness, and that's 2.37. all right, no problem. So what I'll do is I'll just put it in there. So I'll transform this. And it was 2.3 in the X. So if I go 2.3 divided by 2, that should send me to the proper location. Oh, that's half, I'm sorry. So go 2.3 millimeters. There we go. It sets us approximately there. I did a rotation there, sorry about that. Yep. So yeah, I can make that 2.4. We're just kind of fine tuning this, if it lets me. Why is it okay? 2.3, let's go with 2.35. Okay, 2x4 then. Come on. Perfect, that looks great. Okay, now I want to go down 2.5 because I know the thickness of this is 2.5. So let's grab the transform again. We're going to take this entity and we're going to transform it in the XYZ. It's going to be a positive Y, so we're going straight down. So 2.5 straight down. Okay, and now we look and we are all perfect. We are on there and we're good to go. So now the things we have maintained, let me go back to my front view. Okay. Okay, the things that we have maintained are the distances of these feet. This would be like mounting holes for the actual firewall. And these are the mounting holes for the motor itself. And of course, you can tweak these, can make these better. Maybe the first print, doesn't come out well, doesn't align with your motor. And of course, all this stuff is easily fixable. So what I will do next is I will then just create another piece that goes from here, basically this edge to this edge. And to do that, I'm going to build a sketch. So in all actuality, I don't need this edge right here. That we can actually modify and get rid of that. And there's a few other edges that we can get rid of. But for the most part, I will continue on and I will build a wall using this line right here. And so I will sketch on that face. So create a sketch on this face right here. Okay, and I can slide this guy over. It's out of my way. So now I should be able to see my new sketch 2 popped up. I'm on a bottom view. Okay. Now I should be able to create like a 45-degree angle going from here to here and fix this edge up. So let's try that. So let's go with a, let's create a box first. Should be, let me click on that guy to this guy. And then I can do a 45 from this to here. That should do it. And if I need to lighten this up, I can put some holes inside of here and make it lighter. So I should be able to do M trim, get rid of those two guys. And if I want to, I can flatten this guy off, but I think that might be okay. All right, so now I can hop out of this. So end that sketch, I hit the green. All right, and now I can figure out how deep I want to take this. So if I want to take it, I think it's probably 2.5 millimeters. Let's measure from this face to this face, and we're going in the Z direction. So we're at 2.4, we're gonna round it up to 2.5. So let's go back, escape, and do extrude. Grab this guy. We're gonna push from 2.5 the other way. So we're gonna grab this here, and we're gonna go 2.5, and then we're gonna flip this arrow right here. And we're going with an add, okay? So, I'm sorry, not an add, a new, okay? And there we are. So we just created our new edge. It's flush with this one right here. It looks like it's not flush entirely with that one, and we can fix that in a second. So because I just sketched this, it's gonna, you know, grab that. The line at which I sketched this wasn't perfect because it was a little fuzzy. You know, the line was from the imported image. Anyway, what I can do with this now is I can create a line in between here, and I can mirror this feature. So let's mirror this body. Let's see if he'll mirror. So we want to mirror this guy and mirror plane. I want to see if I can choose this guy right here. And yeah, so right there, I could see it's facing left and right. That's exactly what I want. And see, I just mirrored it. So now I can look, I can see that's, you know, that's where I want it. And created a new, yes, okay, go. All right, so now we see this is a little goofy, but what I can do is I can actually tweak the sketch and make the sketch a little better. So I can line these two guys up in sketch, and that should fix that. So let's, and then if I wanted to, I can clean this guy up. I can pull this edge out on my sketch too, and they should all be related. So let's remember, we're going to pull this edge out, and we're going to push this edge exactly the same edge as this. So pull all these guys out, and then push this guy level with that guy. Okay, let's go back in the sketch. So this is the cool thing about this software, is you can go back in your sketches and you fix all this back up. So we're going to finish this guy. We're going to trim this guy, M here, M here, M that. Okay, we can do an extend. Extend is X. So we're going to extend this guy to this guy. So we just kind of pulled this guy out, and then now we went down here. Now we're going to grab this guy and go all the way up. Okay, do that again. Grab this guy and go all the way up. Now they're stuck. Okay, perfect. I can right click, escape extend. Now we can do the same thing to here. Let's just extend these two guys. So I'm going to extend this guy to this guy, and then this guy, hold on, this guy to this guy. There we go, we're good. Now we're gonna hit M, which is to trim all these guys. Okay, and then we can get in here and we can trim out these little circles. Perfect. So now, okay, one goofy thing is in Sketch, our mirror functions, our mirror sketches, they don't actually take. So what we can do is we can do a mirror this guy and this guy and this guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me undo that. Let me undo that again. Let's go with mirror. Select a mirror line. That's this guy. Entities to be mirrored. This. Okay, it's yeah, I completed it all on the bottom, which is great. Okay, we're done. Hitting escape. Now we're gonna do some some trims. Okay, everything looks good there. We're gonna do some trims here. Okay, good there. And now we said that we want to align this guy with this guy. So let's go and do that. I'm just gonna create some dimensions. So this guy to this guy is 0. And then this guy to this guy is 0. Same thing with the top. So this guy to this guy, 0, perfect. This guy to this guy is 0, perfect. And everything else should be perfect, yep. All right, so it should be all on the same edge. So now, let's hop out of my sketch. Go look at my, okay, it goofed up, if for some reason flipped over my model. Maybe I lost an edge or something, but that's a pretty simple fix. So I will go and I will rotate it about this line to get it back into position. So let's do a transform. Transform this guy. Rotation point. Lines are points. Where do I want to rotate it about? Well, by line, my rotation. Axis. So this is my axis. And 90 degrees. Nope, 180 degrees. Yes. Hit OK. All right, looks like we're in business. We could get rid of that front edge if we wanted to. What we if we want to combine all this together, we do a union function. So here's a boolean, and we go boolean union here. So let's unite these guys together. We can we're keeping everything. It all is one piece, so we don't need to keep tools. So right now it is all one piece. You know, if you see a little edge goofy like that, we can trim that. So we can go into sketch and clean that little top portion off, or there's another function that we could use, which is called actually no, the best way to do this is to get into the sketch again. So let's go to sketch, and then we're gonna go, where's that sharp edge? Or actually no, that sharp edge was an extrude, a second sketch that we did. Yep, so there's that sketch. So we could just trim that guy down and make this square. So let's go and do a bottom view. Okay, I'm just gonna trim that guy down a little bit. Hit M to get in there. Trim, 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 trim. Finish. Let's take a look at our final product, and looky. So I just trimmed it a little bit shy of that, which is fine. I'm not so worried about that. And if we want to get rid of this front edge, we can by, there's an easy function we're going to say is replace face. So let's go here, replace face. This is a advanced function. So click on that face, and the surface to replace with is this face. Okay, and bada bing, bada bam, we got our new face. All right, so here is our body. We don't need this one, so we could hide this gun. We go part 2, gone. All right, so now we got our new PowerPod firewall, totally adjustable. We have the constraints inside of here, so if we need to modify anything, we can go about modifying anything. If we want to beautify this, make it look pretty, we can add some radii, which I would definitely say add some radii to the inside. These are you know, these will take a lot of stress, so definitely don't need 25 millimeters. Maybe, you know, like 2 sounds good to me. Let's see what happens if I click on some of these edges and just make it look pretty, and it's actually going to increase the strength of this print quite a bit. So there we go. Okay, looks good. I don't think any of these will have any interference issues. Outsides, do we need to make them rounded? We don't actually. We can if we want. There's no problems if we do. But yeah, so this is the final model, I would say. And you know, to print this, let's figure out the best method of printing. Let's see. Printers like to be on 45s, but let's see which way. If we print it like this, we're going to have a big piece of support in there, and that's bad. If we print it like that, I think this probably is the best way to print it. Is we're looking at top view here, so a printer makes each layer, like, you know, cuts it here and then builds up this 45-degree edge. So I think laying it on this plane is probably the best for printing. Okay, that way we don't have any overhangs. Layers, you know, will be in they will be like this, so we have to think about strength of this. I actually think it's going to be just fine strength wise, because we got this huge rib on the outside. It's pretty well constrained. So if we need to add like cooling channels or anything like that, we could always, of course the motor is going to be on the other side, but if we, you know, you want to make this more lightweight, we can go to our sketch 2. We could actually build a sketch within the sketch. Let's do a bottom view. Let's make a hole, and we'll do an offset here, offset these guys, and then oops, I double clicked on something wrong there. Let me control Z out of that, get back into my offset this guy, this guy, this guy. See how it's building it for us, and then this guy. Perfect. Now if I want to make it greater than 5, let's left click, let's click on this guy, let's choose 5, I think. Yeah, 6, sure, whatever. 6. All right, let's see what that looks like. Okay, it just did something I actually didn't want it to do, so I'm going to go back into that tier. undo, no, redo that last one, which was the radii. I want to add the radii. Let's go back into this at sketch 2. Let's do the offsets here to here, here. All right, it clicked on something that I didn't want to. So let me undo, Control Z. Let's go back into offset here, 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 and then here. Perfect. Offset couldn't, okay. It looks like it did. Yeah, everything looks fine. I think you're fine. I don't know what it's complaining about. It said offset couldn't be done, but just did it. All right, so now we got some additional cooling perhaps in there. I think this wall is going to be touching another wall, so I don't think that even matters. But we reduced the weight of it a little bit. So, all right, so this is the flight test power pack firewall, and yeah, highly customizable to your size of whatever hole pattern you want. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was useful and you can gain some knowledge on OnShape. Once again, this is the free plan of OnShape, and happy model building. Thank you.